In the business of skin, we're all moving fast. Demand is relentless and profits are vast. New trends, ingredients, ads to compel, more influencers, dollars, and products to sell. There's no time to think, am I stuck on fast forward? And for all of this care, why does my skin look so tired? Slow down, little bunny, and ask yourself, why? There are lessons to learn from a slower paced friend that taking it steady is the new business trend. Redefining what growth looks like to you, respecting the planet and happy skin too. Let's move with intention, let's do more with less. Let's consciously change what we see as success. We're in it together, we'll do what is right for skincare, the planet, and a future that's bright. Hey, welcome back. I'm so glad that you're here, and I hope that first minute or so of this video encouraged you to rethink growth. And I highly encourage you to stick till the very end of this video because there's an animation film that we developed specifically for this Slowdown Skincare 2022 campaign that I would appreciate if you can share it with your audience, your community, your friends, and any companies that you think it's worth watching. I just wanted to jump in here to bring you into more of the context as to why this industry is so obsessed to grow so fast. Slowdown Skincare is an initiative that KraveBeauty first launched in 2020 because this industry was becoming more like fast fashion, and we know how that goes. It wasn't really doing any good to our skin. It wasn't doing any good to our planet as well. I think the biggest key to significantly reducing a company's carbon footprint is not really focusing on the recyclability of a whole lot of unnecessary products, but to really commit to a responsible production, but also encourage their customers to shop and consume more intentionally. So we at KraveBeauty wanted to experiment with ourselves. We committed to not launching any products for a year, and we still grew 250% year over year. And I want to proudly share this number or the growth to the rest of the industry players because the biggest belief is that fewer products means less revenue, less sales, less brand awareness. And I think that's the biggest fallacy. Fast forward to now in 2022, the product launch cycle in the beauty industry really hasn't slowed down. If anything, I feel like it only accelerated in the past 2 years. And while a lot of the customers, including myself, are preaching skinimalism or skin minimalism, companies are still pumping out so many products, pushing so many unnecessary products out there in the market. You have to wonder at some point, why are companies so obsessed to launch new products and so pressured to grow? And that's what I want to answer today. The very first factor that's really pressuring a lot of the beauty brands, a lot of consumer brands to grow at such a faster pace is because of the shareholders, the venture capitalists, the investors that are behind these companies that are expecting a certain ROI in such a short time horizon. These venture capitalists who are backing these companies, all they care about is fast growth, growing the valuation of the company, and the companies don't need to be profitable. And it's so fascinating when you watch a drama series like We Crashed, which tells you the story of the rise and fall of WeWork, burning so much cash than how much they make, but still the valuation of the company is billions and billions, even though they're not profitable. And that's what these VC firms are going after. They just want to grow the worth of the company, the intangible value, in order to sell it to the next buyer. That kind of investing practice was stemmed from the entire Silicon Valley tech space. And what happened was that kind of investing model cascaded down to consumer space, including the beauty product companies, clothing brands, and personal care products, and what have you. The investors are wanting 300% to 500% year over year growth in top line revenue. And it really is about how fast that's happening a lot in the beauty space as well. Sometimes the brands really have no choice but to listen to their shareholders because they are the one who's providing the capital. It's sad, but it is the truth. The second biggest factor is retailers. We cannot not talk about the power and the influence that retailers have over pressuring brands to launch constant newness. Retailers' job is to constantly bring foot traffic to their store, whether that's online or brick and mortar store, with new themes, new trends, new ingredients, and whatnot. So when there are new ingredient trends that's coming up, the retailer can influence the brands to come up with something that incorporates that new ingredient. And for sure, as a brand, you can say no to that, but that will potentially limit your shelf space as well. Your brand can be crushed or left behind or be left out in the next assortment. The third factor is definitely customers' shorter attention span. This has to do a lot with us consuming social media on a day-to-day basis. We're just surrounded by so much content, so much stuff. In order for brands to really delight and capture these customers or these audiences, they need to launch something new. It's really dangerous because a lot of the brands, even though they don't want to launch a new product, when they're seeing other brands capturing attention of the same customers, you do feel like you're missing out or you're falling behind. You're getting forgotten because you're not launching anything new. You know, that's a real challenge that we face at KraveBeauty with such limited and tight product portfolio. It's almost kind of like you're launching newness for that instant dopamine effect or instant gratification to delight your customers, to stay on top of everyone's mind, but really for what? Like your inventory sitting in the warehouse, not really getting rotated as often as it should be. The cost and the consequences of it is becoming larger and more dangerous to the brands. Besides that, there are way too many other factors that are constantly pressuring the brands to grow at a faster and faster and faster pace and to launch products at a faster and faster and faster pace. But what I want to remind you is that you as a customer hold the ultimate power to influence and move the needle of the beauty's product launch cycle and the CPG industry as a whole. If you start voting with your dollars to just purchasing the evergreen products, timeless products, stick to your own philosophy of what you want, what brings you joy, and the intentional consumption mindset, I think that will really, really influence the entire industry to move a little bit slower and grow steady instead of companies expecting to grow at a hockey stick all the time. Now, without further ado, let me present you to the Slowdown skincare animation film.
In the business of skin, we're all moving fast. Demand is relentless and profits are vast. New trends, ingredients, ads to compel, more influencers, dollars, and products to sell. There's no time to think, am I stuck on fast forward? And for all of this care, why does my skin look so tired? Slow down, little bunny, and ask yourself, why? Our industry's grown unsustainably high. The hair is no villain, it's programmed to run by every pressure that's under the sun. There are lessons to learn from a slower-paced friend that taking it steady's the new business trend. Redefining what growth looks like to you, respecting the planet and happy skin too. Let's move with intention, let's do more with less. Let's consciously change what we see as success. We're in it together, we'll do what is right for skincare, the planet, and a future that's bright.